In this video tutorial I will show you how to knit rolled stitch pattern socks with no seams. I will be making these socks on the 2 knitting needles. We will begin the work from the heel part of the sock. Continue the work by making the sole made of straight of stockinette. After that I'm going to knit instep part of the sock. The size of the sock is 38 to 39. How to make other size of the sock I will tell you in the process of making of this sock. For work you need a ball of yarn, knitting needles circle, stitch markers, crochet hook for the trim, measuring tape and scissors. Let's get started knitting. Cast on 27 stitches onto 2 needles by classic method. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and so on. Continue till you will get 27 stitches. I did 27 stitches. Begin the 1 by 1 rib. Start the rib. This is right side. Slip the first 8 stitch purlwise, then make purl and knit. Purl. Continue in this way till the end of this row. I'm about to complete this row. Purl and purl the last 8 stitch. Row 1 is made. Turn the work. This is wrong side. Slip the first 8 stitch purlwise. I will knit knits and purl the purls in this row. Rows. We need to do in this way 11 more rows. I have already done 11 rows. I remind you this was 1 by 1 rib. Turn the work. I will knit rolled stitch pattern. Now row 12, this is wrong side. Slip the first 8 stitch on the beginning. This is knits. I will count from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4 and this is 5th. I pick this 5th stitch up. Knit 2 stitches together into the back loop, then purl 1. And repeat again. Count from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I pick this 5th stitch up. Now slip this stitch into the main needle and knit 2 stitches together into the back leg. Then purl 1. Continue. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I pick this stitch up. Slip this stitch into the main needle and knit 2 together and purl. Let's look at the front side. As you can see, we have got rolled stitch pattern on the front side. Keep this way till the end of this row. I completed the row. Here how it looks so far. Next, I'm gonna to knit 1 by 1 rib. Now 13 rows. Right side, slip the first 8 stitch and purl the purls and knit the knits. Purl and knit, purl and knit, purl and knit, purl and knit. Continue working in this way till the end of this row. I mark this row because we need to do 7 rows after rolled stitch pattern. You should make 7 rows by yourself. I did 7 rows. I mark the 8 stitch of the first row. Let's count 1, 2, 3. It means 7 rows. It is going to be this row 8. For this, turn the work. Slip the first 8 stitch. I will count from the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pick this stitch up and knit 2 together. Purl next stitch and repeat again. Let's count from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slip this stitch onto the main needle and knit 2 together. Purl next stitch. Let's count 1 2 3 4 5, pick this stitch up, slide this stitch to the main needle and knit 2 together, purl. So keep working in this way till the end of this row. We need to continue the work and we need to knit one more such rolled stitch pattern. As we did before, I will do 7 rows, then knit the rolled stitch pattern in the row 8. After that I will knit 4 rows of 1 by 1 rib. I have made 7 rows, then did the rolled stitch pattern in the row 8. After that I did 4 rows of the 1 by 1 rib, as I said before. Then I will make the heel part of the sock. For this we need mark 11 stitches. I will count later. Now we'll begin reverse stocking it. For this, slip the first H stitch and purl 7, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, then purl 11. These are central stitches, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. The last 11th stitch I will purl 2 together with a stitch of the main swatch. Turn the work, slip the first H stitch, knit 11, then knit 2 together. These 2 stitches. Turn the work, slide the first stitch, purl 11 stitches, and purl 2 together. Turn the work, slip the first stitch, knit 11, then knit 2 together, these 2 stitches. Turn the work. I remind you, we started to do the heel of the sock. You should continue in this way till remaining 11 purl stitches on the main needle. I have 11 stitches on the main needle. The heel is ready. I will add 10 stitches on the both sides. I'm working with both loops of the H stitches. Insert the needle into the first H stitch as we did a purl stitch, take the working yarn, pull it through. First stitch is ready. Continue in this way. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I added 10 stitches on the one side. Turn the work, slip the first stitch on the beginning, knit 1 and purl 1, 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 knit 1. I have done these stitches that we have just added. Now purl 11, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. As I did on the opposite side, I am adding 10 stitches. I am working with both loops of H stitches. Insert the needle into the first H stitch as we did before and take the working yarn, pull it through. 1 2 3 4 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn the work. As you see, after the 8 stitches we did the purl stitch. So we knit in this way. Slip the first 8 stitch in the beginning, purl 1 and knit 1, purl 1 and knit 1, purl 1 and knit 1, purl 1, knit 1 and purl. We continue the work. I have done these stitches that we have just added on the second side. Then I continue knitting heel for this purl 11. Then the stitches of 1 by 1 rib you should make in this way. Knit the knits and purl the purls. You should continue by yourself. I added 10 stitches on the both sides. I marked this first row that will be easy to account to rolled stitch pattern. Then I will make 7 rows. Then I will make rolled stitch pattern in the 8th row, in the row 8. Then I will do 7 rows straight, and then I will make the rolled stitch pattern in row 8. Here how it looks in the ready sock. They are that 10 stitches which we added on the one side, and this is the second side. I am knitting the rolled stitch pattern one more time. We are doing 7 rows. You should make these 7 rows by yourself. I have done 7 rows. Let's count by the 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3. And let's make rolled stitch pattern. Make next row, slip the first 8 stitch on the beginning, purl stitch, and let's make rolled stitch pattern. Let's count from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slip this stitch onto the main needle and knit 2 together, purl stitch, and let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slip this stitch onto the main needle and knit 2 together, purl the next one. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slip this stitch onto the main needle and knit 2 together, purl the next one, and let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slip this stitch onto the main needle and knit 2 together, purl the next one. I have done the stitches of the 1 by 1 rib. Then knit 11. Purl stitch. Now make rolled stitch pattern. I did the wrong side. Now I will show you what we will do next. After this pattern that we have already made, I will alternate 2 rows of swatch of stockinette and 2 rows of reverse of stockinette. This is other side. Continue the work. I'm going to make 2 rows of swatch of stockinette. Slip the first 8 stitch in the beginning and knit all stitches across the row. As you see, I knit 1 stitch into the back leg and 1 stitch into the front leg. So keep working in this way till the end of this row. I did the wrong side of the swatch of stockinette. They are purl stitches in the wrong side of the swatch of stockinette. 2 rows of the swatch of stockinette is ready. This is right side. Slip the first 8 stitch on the beginning and purl into the back leg all stitches across the row. You should make neat stitches into the reverse side of the work, and I will alternate with 2 rows of swatch of stockinette and 2 rows of reverse of stockinette till you will get 28 rows from this point. I did 28 rows from this point, from the place where I added stitches. I'm gonna to knit rows with degrees. Begin the row. Slip the first 8 stitch purlwise, purl 2 together. Then you should make purls till the end of the row, except the last 3 stitches, and I will show you how to make degrees at the end of the row. I'm about to complete this row. Now we have 2 last stitches before the H stitch. Purl 2 next stitches together and purl the last stitch. I'm gonna to knit all stitches across the next row. Begin the row. Slip the first H stitch on the beginning. Now purl 2 together. Then you should make purls till the end of this row, except the last 3 stitches. I will show you how to make degrees at the end of this row. It will be the second degrees in this row. I have 25 stitches under the working needle. I did increase twice on the beginning and on the end. Then I'm gonna to knit in this way. Slip the first H stitch on the beginning. Purl 2 together. Purl 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Purl 2 together, 2 next stitches. Purl the next stitch and purl 2 together. Purl 7. And purl 2 together. It is going to be last degrees before the H stitch. And purl the last one. I will make all knits in the next row. I did row on the wrong side. Now slip the first H stitch in the beginning. Purl 2 together. Now purl 5. Next purl 2 together. Purl the next stitch. Purl 2 together and purl 5. And purl 2 together and complete the row, purl the last stitch. I will make all knits in the next row of the wrong side. Begin the next row. Slip the first H stitch, purl 2 together, purl 3, purl 2 together, purl next stitch, purl 2 together, purl 3 and purl 2 together, purl the last stitch. I will make all knits in the next row. Make the last row of the degrees. Slip the first H stitch in the beginning, purl 2 together, purl the next stitch, purl 2 together, purl the next stitch, purl 2 together, purl the next stitch, purl 2 together, purl the last stitch. You should make next row in this way. Knit all stitches across the row. We have 9 stitches on the main needle. These 9 stitches for the instep part of the sock. Let's look what we will do next. I will alternate with 2 rows of swatch of stockinette and 2 rows of reverse of stockinette 7 times. After that, I will knit rolled stitch pattern. Now you should alternate with 2 rows of swatch of stockinette and 2 rows of reverse of stockinette. In total, it should be 14 rows. I did 14 rows that consist of 2 rows of swatch of stockinette and 2 rows of reverse of stockinette. Now begin to knit one by one rib. This is right side. Slide the first H stitch, purl and knit, purl and knit, purl and knit, purl and purl the last stitch. Turn the work. This is wrong side. Slip the first H stitch purlwise. I will knit knits and purl the purls. Now turn the work. I will mark the previous row. I'm going to do 7 rows of 1 by 1 rib, then make rolled stitch pattern 5 times. I remind you, I will make rolled stitch pattern in the 8th row. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and finishing 1 by 1 rib. I'm about to complete the work. I did rolled stitch pattern 5 times. Continue with 1 by 1 rib. I have done 4 rows. This is wrong side. I turn the work. I will bind off. For this, knit 2 together. Insert the right needle into the back leg of the stitches. Take the working yarn, pull it through. Slide off these 2 loops. Keep binding off in the same way until remaining 1 loop on the needle. I need to leave long yarn for the trim. Now I cut off the yarn and measure the swatch. Let's measure the length of the sole. I will measure from the sole till the toe. From the heel till the degrees is 16 centimeters. I remind you, from the 18 stitches we have done 28 rows. The size of the sock will be 38 to 39. If you have smaller size than mine, amount of the rows will be less. If you have bigger size, so you need straight part longer, then you will make degrees for the toe. Then you should knit with us. It means you knit in the same way as we did in the tutorial. To complete the work, we need to join instep part to the body part of the sock. I am joining with crochet hook. Make row of single crochet stitches. Put these 2 pieces of sock together. Begin the row, insert the hook into the H stitch of the one side, then to the H stitch of the second side, like this. Take the working yarn, pull it through, make a chain to bring up the yarn, then single crochet into 2 H stitches. Like this. Continue single crochet into the 2 H stitches. Single crochet into the 2 H stitches and single crochet through the next 2 stitches. Here is our pattern. I will crochet in this way. Make single crochet into the 2 H stitches. Insert the hook into the next H stitch of the first side, then skip 2 stitches on the second side and make a single crochet. Here how it looks. And repeat again. Insert the hook into the next H stitch of the first side, then skip 2 stitches on the second side and make a single crochet. Insert the hook into the next H stitch of the first side, Then skip 2 stitches on the second side, insert the hook into the third stitch and make single crochet. I will join in this way across this row. I will join in this way on this side and on this second side. I have done the joining on the both sides, and now our sock is ready. In today's video tutorial you have learned how to knit such unusual sock with rolled stitch pattern. Thanks for watching. We are pleased to inform you that we have opened membership service on our website. Membership includes an access to the video tutorials which are published every week, only at SharonKnitting.com and only for members. For more detailed information, please visit the membership page at SharonKnitting.com. Thanks for watching.